So what brings you here today?
Well, there's just a lot going on right now, and so I'm trying to just like figure out life, I guess, just with like friends and people I'm interested in, and I don't know, it's just been like a really weird like past few weeks.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about what's been going on?
Okay. Well, there's this one guy that I'm kind of interested in, and I feel like, I kind of like him, and I don't really know if he likes me, and the one way I know this is just through our like interactions usually are just like pretty casual, but then when he's drinking, that's when he kind of shows that like he like has interest in me.
Like attraction.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is like, kind of makes me upset, because I'm like, why can't you just show that you like me in real life?
Yeah.
Like, sobriety, like when you're sober, you know? So it's just been really, I'm very conflicted about what my feelings should be, I guess.
Okay. So why do you think things are different when he's sober and when he's not?
I feel like, okay, I'll talk about sober version first and then intoxicated version next. But sober, he's still really cool guy, but I don't know, I guess I don't get like as much attention. I guess, not saying that I want like a ton of attention, but at least like to be kind of noticed, and it's much more calm, I guess, and I'm trying to find the best way to describe it, but I don't know, it's more of like I'm just a friend, you know, and he doesn't like give a lot of attention to me.
So like companionship, is it that kind of relationship?
Just like friendship, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know.
Like,
I'm sorry.
Like what kind of things do you talk about? Like when you say friendship,
Just
are there common interests or?
Well, we have one very close mutual friend, and that's how we kind of became friends. And so, just like this weekend, we talked a lot about like his work and what he does, and then what I do, and we also talked like just about like random things. Like it was Saturday morning, and he was on his computer doing work stuff, and I brought out my Sudoku book, so I was like playing Sudoku at the table, and he like asked me about it, and I showed him like how to play, and he was laughing because he was very confused, and so like there was a little glimmer of like hope, I guess, but at the same time, I don't know. It was also like 7 o'clock in the morning, so we're both kind of waking up.
Okay.
Yeah, if that makes any sense.
A little bit, yeah.
It's just like, it's nothing like, it's very surface level.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you ever talk about things that are like below the surface level?
Honestly, not really.
Okay.
So he's just a very good looking man, and so he's very fun, he's very charismatic.
Okay.
But I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. So do you want me to tell you about when he's drunk? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he gets a lot, he like kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? He becomes like more of himself, you know? So I don't know, like I just felt like I had a lot more attention put on me when we were hanging out, when he was drinking, and so it was more of like, man, are you on my level right now? Get on my level. And I'm like, no, I'm okay where I am. Thank you. So, but like, I don't know. But then like he wasn't giving that attention to like any of the other girls that I was with. So, but an example of like when he was like, get on my level, and I was like, okay, well, get me a drink. So he like ran inside to get me a drink, and so I was like 10 minutes later, and he still hadn't come back out yet. And I'm like, what are you doing, buddy? So I call him, because I'm like, I could text him, but I'm like, calling is 10 times easier. So I call him, I'm like, hey, like, where are you? He's like, hey girl, I like it when you call me. And I was just like, okay. This is weird. So, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm on my way, don't worry. And so, then he came back out and brought it, and then, but then like also just like physically as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like he would sit a lot closer to me, like on the couches and everything, and like I don't know, just be like more like wanting to be near me, which at the same, which kind of makes me nervous a little bit. So,
why does that make you nervous?
I don't know, because it's like if someone likes me, I would want them to show that they like me when they're not
inebriated.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, so that's why I'm like kind of just torn with it all, because it's like I really like him as a person, but it's like, do I just like him because he gives me attention when he's drinking, but he's still a really cool guy when he's not?
Yeah.
You know, so I'm just really torn.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. Have you like thought about the pros and cons of this situation?
Yeah. Kind of.
Okay.
I feel like some pros would be like he's a really good Christian guy. He's really respectful and kind.
Yes.
And he's really good at like reading the room and kind of knowing when he's doing a little bit too much, which is really cool. And he's just like genuinely like a good person.
Okay.
And I feel like some of the cons are just the fact that even though he is a really good person, he can be really immature, and I see that a lot, and I really don't like that.
Okay.
And so, and then the whole thing just of like drinking a lot, like that's something I'm not very comfortable with. Like,
yeah,
I'll have like a drink or a couple, but not like I know where my limits are, and I feel like him, he's like, I don't care what my limits are, and throws them out the window. So that's kind of scary. But and then I guess it's kind of a con, just something I kind of realized is that he tends to like give a lot of attention, not like the physical attention that he gives me, but attention in the sense of like, excuse me, like, hey, like you should hang out with us next weekend. It's like he asks like everyone, which I think is also a pro. Like he's very like inviting to everyone.
Yeah, welcoming.
Am I saying the right pros and cons about him, or is
Yes.
it the situation? Okay.
Yes.
Sorry, I wasn't sure. I'm like just kind of going.
Just go.
But yeah, so it's just like he truly is he's a good person, but he's just a little immature and hasn't really like shown me his real feelings while was sober. But then again, I haven't either, so that's probably another.
Yeah. Because do you think that when he's inebriated is what he really thinks and how he really feels, and he's acting on it because the alcohol has taken away the inhibitions? Like, is that what I'm hearing?
That's what I've been like toying with in my mind, because I feel like that could be what it is, and I mean, I kind of hope that's what it is, but at the same time, I feel like it's gonna come to a point where like that's kind of annoying and needs to stop.
Okay.
You know?
Like, do you think that there would ever come to a point where you're like, hey, I've kind of noticed this is what you do. Do you realize that you're doing that? Like,
yeah.
Like we get along really well, and then whenever you've had a little bit to drink, you get a lot more friendly.
I feel like I feel like with him, just like knowing like who he is, I feel like he would probably want to know that.
Yeah.
But I think just me, I'm kind of afraid because I feel like it hasn't happened
Often enough.
Yeah, it's happened twice so far. So, but at the same time, it's like, so like 3 strikes you're out. Like I don't know what I should do.
Yeah.
Because I just don't want to like just flat out tell him and then feel like an idiot because it's not really what he. Well, actually, I like the way he said it. So.
Because you can, I mean, when you're the deliverer of that news, you kind of can determine how serious you want it to be. And if it's like, okay, this is kind of serious, but I can say it in a not so serious way, it has potential to not be as awkward as you think it might be.
Yeah, that's true.
But I mean, with you, because you know the situation and him better than I do, like, what do you think you should do?
I think I should address it, but I also feel like our one mutual friend that we have,
Mhm.
I think I would like to talk about it with her. Because she's known him a lot longer than I have.
Okay.
And she's seen him like in that like scenario
Mhm.
of inebriation more than I have. And so I feel that she might have like more insight into it and can kind of help me like process my feelings and whatever. And I totally trust her
Mhm.
with talking about it. So, and I've been meaning to. It's just a matter of finding time. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, I think talking with her would probably be really good. So then I can kind of figure out like next steps. Like, is it good to address it with him in a serious way, or address it in like a,
Mhm.
you know, to be able to like figure things out, because it's toying with my emotions, Bethany, and it's just kind of frustrating.
Yeah.
So
It doesn't feel fair.
it doesn't. It's just like I don't know. It's just a very weird situation, and kind of just want to figure it out
Mhm.
because I just want to know answers, so I know like if what I'm feeling is valid, or what if what I'm feeling isn't really reciprocated.
Mhm.
That was a solid word.
That was a good word. But I think you had a really good plan to talk to the mutual friend, because that, you know, is going to give you validation outside of yourself with someone that knows both of you and the situation well.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm just curious to know if like other people like noticed what was happening.
Mhm. Yeah.
Like that's what I'm really, because no one ever mentioned it like when we were all like during the daytime. And so that's why I'm kind of curious, like, did anyone else notice this besides me, and how this is kind of weird?
Okay.
So,
Gotcha.
yeah, I'd like to talk to her though, kind
Okay.
of see if what I'm seeing and experiencing is real. So.
Because it sounds like part of your fear is that it's all in your head, and that it might not really be happening. And I think talking to her would give you kind of a peace of mind about that.
Yeah, absolutely, and then kind of help me just like either to not like de-feel, like to kind of like take away those feelings, but kind of like not like overthink, like, oh my gosh, all these wonderful things might happen.
Yeah.
So.
Gotcha. Kind of bring reality to
Yeah.
the surface.
Yeah.
Whatever
Absolutely.
it is.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, thanks, Bethany. I appreciate all your words of wisdom.
I don't think I had many, but thank
Yes.
you.
I'm sorry I talked so much. I'm the worst.
No. That's the point. You're supposed to talk.